Now, RB Leipzig are monitoring the future of Erik Ten Hag, with the Ajax manager appearing to be the favourite for the Manchester United job. Let's head to Amsterdam to get more on this story now with the Dutch football expert Marcel van der Kraan. Good afternoon to you, Marcel. Then your paper, De Telegraaf, broke this story. So tell us about RB Leipzig's interest in Ten Hag.
Well, this interest comes from almost 6 months ago. There was rumours at the start of the season that they were interested in Ten Hag. In the winter break, they love to take Ten Hag from Ajax and replace their current manager. But at that moment, Ten Hag was not interested at all because he was in a great position with Ajax. He was qualifying for the second stage of the Champions League, and he was happy he had the chance to win more trophies. But it's obvious that they kept their interest, and for about 4 weeks, we have known that their interest was growing and growing. And they also made it very clear to him after their first talks with him a few weeks ago, we talked about 3.5 weeks ago, that they immediately wanted to offer him a contract. And that contract was on the table. It was strong, it was big. And yesterday, it all came out that, yes, they want to hijack him from Manchester United. They want him to be the man at Red Bull Leipzig to make them champions in Germany. They want to give him everything he wants, and that, I think, is a severe threat for Manchester United.
Would you be shocked if he chose the Bundesliga over the Premier League, given what the Premier League are offering right now?
Well, you see, with Erik Ten Hag, he's a man who was born on the German border. He has worked in Germany. He knows the setup, he knows the league, he knows every opponent, every club. It's a comfort zone for him. England, on the contrary, is not a comfort zone at all. He's not as fluent in English as he is in German, which is almost his second language here. And the job he has at Manchester United is so much bigger than at Red Bull. At Red Bull, there is a clear structure. The hierarchy is clear. The setup around the team is clear. And the ambitions of the club are clear. Now, at Manchester United, he has a massive job. He knows that. He's been informed. He gets told by the media. He gets told by his agents, by the people around him. If he takes that on, it is a major job. And if you want to go into that job, everything has to be right. And this is exactly where we can see where the negotiations are taking so long. Ten Hag wants everything to be right in place for him if he does go to Manchester United. And of course, it's the bigger club. We think in Holland, as media, as football fans, go anywhere, go to Manchester United. You know, it's there. It's been a graveyard for managers, but you can get it right, Erik, with your football IDs. That might sound very idealistic, but he could get it right. He brought Ajax back to the top with far smaller funds than he will have at Manchester United. But he's having serious, I won't say doubts, but he's having serious thoughts about it. What is the right move at this moment? If he goes into Manchester United, everything has to be in place. And that could still take a few days, if not maybe 2 weeks before it's all decided.
It's fascinating. I hear you say that, a lot of people think that he could get it right there when so many other managers appear to have failed at Manchester United, certainly at the moment. And there's former managers telling Ten Hag, don't do it. Do you think that could be swaying him as well? Because it just looks like it is wrecking managers' reputations.
Well, it is very clear that Manchester United have not done themselves a favour over the last few years with all the managers failing, with the wrong buying, the wrong selling. The players who have come in have not done the job. And it's created bad publicity. Manchester United is no longer regarded on the continent, in Europe, maybe not in Asia, but certainly on the continent, as the big favourite club where every manager will want to walk into. Manchester City and Liverpool made massive advertisement for the Premier League and for themselves as clubs yesterday. Everybody was completely in awe of those two clubs. And Manchester United have a lot of ground to catch up. Now, Louis van Gaal, the former Manchester United manager, advising Ten Hag so strongly only last week, don't go there. It's a graveyard. It's a commercial club. It's not a football club. Well, yeah, of course, that doesn't help because Louis van Gaal is somebody in this country. He's a man with status, and he's a man with a massive background at Manchester United because he was in there. He's worked with Ed Woodward. He's worked with the hierarchy, and he was struggling with everybody around him upstairs. And I think that kind of warning, of course, he will take on board. But at the end of the day, it's quite funny. When everybody tells Ten Hag to go left, he usually goes right. So I think there might still be a very good chance that he will join Manchester United.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah, that would be good for Manchester United fans to hear, because I think genuinely what they want is this deal to be done, and this deal to be done quickly. Do you think this interest could force United to strike a deal even quicker than expected?
I think it will be difficult because this week itself is a week where Ten Hag is playing for his first trophy of the season. He's playing the Dutch Cup final against PSV Eindhoven in the weekend, and I think that he will focus on, and there is no way I can see him signing a deal this week before that final, because he would not be loyal to his team, not be loyal to his players, if he would be focusing on a new deal for himself in a big foreign club, whereas he expects his players to be fully focused on the Dutch Cup final. So yes, it could be brought forward, it could be pressured for Manchester United, but as long as there is no guarantee of the setup, of the structure, of the people he will work with upstairs, whether there is a sporting director, yes or no, I don't think Ten Hag will sign. And money does not play a role here at all. Erik Ten Hag is a millionaire, if not a multi-millionaire. He comes from an incredibly rich family in this country. His brothers are millionaires, his father is. So money is no motivation. And that's also interesting because of that lack of need of millions, where other managers might say, oh, I do anything as long as I get the job. And while they're in the job, I'll do anything to compromise, or I will do what the board wants. Ten Hag just goes his own way. He wants to do what he thinks is right. He follows his football ideals and his football philosophy because he thinks that is the way he can bring a club back to the top, and not to please the board or the directors. And I think at the end of the day, that is the best way. But not everybody, not every manager is in the comfortable position of being able to say that and to be so distant from money.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Look, Marcel, just go back to what you just said, because I just want to clarify what you said. When you said sporting director, you're telling me that he doesn't want to work under a sporting director. Is that what you're saying? No. He's very happy to work with a sporting director, because he doesn't like all the management side of dealing with agents, etc. So I think he'd rather work with a good, man above all next to him. Right, OK, just wanted to clarify that. Thank you. So in terms of what he wants then, when he looks at a job, what are the most important things do you think he wants when he's joining a club?
Of course, every manager looks at a side of his players, the squad, and I think he wants a squad which he can create for his type of football. It's attacking football. He's a massive fan of Pep Guardiola, and the sort of football they play at Manchester City will be the kind of football he will play, because it's also similar to the Ajax style. And he will want young players with good fitness, players with maybe a less bigger status, but players who will fit into his style. And I think that is more important when it comes to the squad. So it might be the case that certain older players, and I'm not saying necessarily Cristiano Ronaldo, but we can all see that older players are more difficult to reshape or to fit into his way of football, where attack starts with the forwards attacking the defence, because his kind of football is being played on the other half of the pitch, on the half of the pitch of the opponent. Now, the second big part is, what is the structure of the club? Who is he dealing with when it comes to decisions? Which players can he bring in? What is his budget? What kind of responsibility does he have, and do others have around him? And I think that's set up, including his backroom staff. Does he have to work with all the people in the club who are already there? Can he bring his own people in? I think those are the topics which he is discussing at this stage.
Yeah, and judging from their performance at the weekend, I mean, it looks like this is a big rebuilding job that he will have on his hands. I mean, would that kind of go against his decision-making and think this is too big a job, quite frankly?
Well, of course, he's watching Manchester United every week, but I think he's also watching Red Bull Leipzig, and yeah, you can see that there is he can see that there is a major job for him to do there. On the other hand, when he started at Ajax, not everybody expected him to create the miracles he's doing now. People thought, okay, he can win the league in the Dutch Eredivisie, but more managers with the players and the funds Ajax have can do that. But Erik Ten Hag has done it in Europe with young players, with a small budget. He has been beating Real Madrid, Juventus, all the big clubs in Europe with fascinating football. And I think that's what bowled everybody over. And that is where his own trust, his own confidence will come from if he starts a job at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating, won't it? Thank you so much for your thoughts. Good to get them. Thank you, Marcel.